Who here has ever heard of rumor? Right? All of us, we all have. Now, how likely are you to believe a rumor, even if it's not true? It probably depends on the source. If somebody that you trust is telling you a rumor, you're probably going to believe them. Well, this sort of thing has actually happened to America, and the rumor that I'm talking about is the rumor about fat. Decades ago, the food industry convinced America that fat is bad for you, and that low fat is the way to go. Well, I've been researching fats for just over a couple of years now, and I can tell you that these are myths. So today I want to talk to you about two of the most common rumors about fat. First, that fat is bad for you, and second, that fat makes you fat. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is that fat is bad for you. This rumor likely came about from some studies that were done in the 1970s that declared that fat makes you fat, and fat increases the risk of heart disease. Well, Anne LaBerge, who posted an article for one of Oxford University's health journals, said that many Americans subscribe to the ideology of low fat, even though there was no clear evidence that it prevented heart disease or promoted weight loss. So not only is this information outdated, it being almost 50 years old, there was also very little evidence for it in the first place. And truly, in reality, there's only one type of fat that is bad for you, and that's trans fat. I know many of you know what this is, but for those that don't, I'll give you a quick definition. According to the American Heart Association, artificial trans fats are created in an industrial process that adds hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid. In other words, scientists are taking these natural fats and literally altering their chemical makeup to make them more resilient. It's unnatural. These are unhealthy, and you should avoid these at all costs. Trans fats are the ones that will increase your bad cholesterol, and they will increase your risk of heart disease. So you can actually avoid them pretty easily simply by looking at the nutrition facts panel on the back of a product. There's a section right there that says trans fat. Look at this, you'll be fine. You can also look at the ingredient list. Look for keywords like hydrogenated oils, partially hydrogenated oils. These are trans fat. If the product has that, it's got trans fat, and you should not eat those. The rest of the fats are essential. I know that many of you are already convinced about the health benefits of unsaturated fats, like the omega-3s in salmon and the fats in avocados. But saturated fats and cholesterol are necessary too. Saturated fats and cholesterol are the ones that make your blood vessels and your cell membranes stronger, so they increase your good cholesterol and they decrease your risk of heart disease. Fats are also good because they promote optimal brain function. According to Dr. Mercola, who's a 20-year leading health expert, has said, your brain is actually made of fat and cholesterol. The lion's share of fatty acids in the brain are actually saturated. A diet that skimps on healthy saturated fats robs your brain of the raw materials it needs to function optimally. So in other words, your brain needs fat. You must eat fat, and this is especially important for pregnant women because your babies need that fat in order for their brains to develop properly in utero. Additionally, fats allow for the proper absorption of some essential vitamins. These are vitamins A, K, E, and D. I know you know that these are important, but you need fat in order for your body to absorb these. I'd like to finish off this point with a quote from Harvard School of Public Health. Dozens of studies, many from Harvard researchers, have shown that low-fat diets are no better for health than moderate or high-fat diets, and for many people, maybe worse. Indeed, the leading, most renowned source for public health information, and they include fat in their diets, has said that actually a high-fat diet is better than a low-fat diet. So I've talked to you now about the rumor about fat being bad for you and explain why this is just a myth. So let's move on to the second rumor, and that's that fat makes you fat. My favorite quote comes from Paleoleap, which is a blog created by members who have dedicated their lives to the study of good nutrition. And they said, the fat that you eat doesn't automatically get shuffled straight into the fat tissue in your body any more than eating protein will automatically build muscle, right? So if you eat protein, you're not automatically going to get muscle. You have to exercise, and then the protein that you eat will heal your muscles and allow them to grow. In the same way, fat is not automatically going to increase your body weight. You have to be sedentary and eat lots of calories of any type, and that will increase your body weight. Therefore, fat does not make you fat. And not only does fat not make you fat, it's also been found that high-carb diets are actually more likely to increase your weight than a high-fat diet. According to Dr. Willett, when he was asked if fat makes you fat, Dr. Willett is the chair of the Department of Nutrition for Harvard School of Public Health. And Dr. Willett said, no, it is a myth that eating specifically high-fat foods makes you fat. Over the past 30 years in the US, the percentage of calories from fat has actually gone down, but obesity rates have skyrocketed. Sugary soft drinks don't contain any fat, yet they have been a major contributor to the obesity epidemic. In other words, America's fat intake has gone down on this low-fat diet, but their weight has gone up. What this means is that it's not fat that's making you fat, it's other things like sugar. And in fact, one of the reasons that low-fat diets don't work is because companies will add extra sugar into their low-fat products to sort of compensate for that diminished flavor that's caused when you remove the fat. Also, people on low-fat diets tend to eat more carbs, and so that also increases the risk of weight gain. And so the point is that fat is not what's making you fat. So today I talked to you about two of the most common rumors, that fat is bad for you and that fat makes you fat. These are myths. They are not true. Fat is good for you. Fat is essential. So you can feel good by eating fat, and you can look good by eating fat. And fat is necessary for your long-term health. So let's let go of all of these rumors. Let's stop cringing about putting butter on toast. Let's stop worrying about the cholesterol that's in eggs. Let's finally get over this low-fat trend, and let's stop believing these big fat rumors. Thank you.